Yo, what's up, guys? Welcome back to New City Mastery. Today's video, we're going to be tackling a pretty common challenge, which is going to be how to make friends in a new city and high-value friends. And this is without being needy or tryhard. So a lot of the feedback that I get from some of the students inside my program is that they're having a hard time just starting from scratch, making friends from nothing. So I just want to kick this off by relating a little bit and just letting you know that I understand your challenges, right? You might be struggling to find like-minded people to grow and to hang out with if you just move to a new city. And you might not know how to connect with people or find common ground. A lot of people struggle with the ability to form relationships that actually last. And you might fear also being intrusive or coming off as too forward. People don't want to be pushy and they don't want to come off as needy and try hard and push their way into friendships and social circles. And a lot of guys, too, are also held back by fear of rejection or also being misunderstood. So these are all things that I've come across myself. These are all things that I've dealt with. And so I want to dive in on this video and just break down a few things that I feel like people are missing and give you some step-by-step on what you need to do. So first things first is you have to understand that every single thing in life is a value exchange. And people get really offended when I say this. They take it the wrong way. This is the biggest problem, though, when it comes to guys making friends with other guys. Especially high caliber guys, not just the random people that you meet at work or at some kind of dive bar. So you're not embracing and you're not accepting the fact that everything in life is a value exchange. And what I mean by this is that it can even be illustrated on a completely microscopic level. So when you think about a single cell organism, so even single cell organisms, in order to survive, right, they need to move around in the world and consume something. What happens is that once it consumes something, it's going to also simultaneously create something else for another organism to consume or be consumed itself. So if you think about like your entire, even like digestive system, right, there's thousands and tons of microorganisms that are inside of your body that are using you to survive. However, it's those exact same organisms that allow your digestive system to work. So even on a microscopic level, scaling everything all the way up, humans are just organisms as well. So human relationships are founded on a mutual exchange. And this is how ecosystems work. This is how life itself actually operates. Is every single thing is a exchange of value in one way or the other. And the second that you understand this and the second that you embrace this, I promise that you're going to be able to create a new paradigm of thinking when it comes to how to make friends and become somebody of value, right? So that's something that I want to talk about is as men, it's a little bit different than it is for women. So as a man, relationships are earned. Now, this requires you to have genuine intentions, right? So you need to collaborate with other men and win together. So this is also going to require trust. It's going to require consistency over time. It's not something that can be done in 1 week or done overnight. And inevitably, because it takes time, it also takes effort. So the biggest thing with this is that you're going to have to leave your house. I think a lot of guys that have joined in on my program and are asking questions, wondering why they haven't met the right people or don't have the connections that they want, they've also just simply not even put in enough effort to leave their house and go out and meet people. So you can't be a person of value. You can't become a man of value and have valuable friends without putting in effort It's not going to come to you for free. You have to get out of your house and you have to go into the world. There's no way around that. There's no shortcut. There's no magic pill. So it requires you to have value, and it requires you to bring value to the table, back to the value exchange thing. Or else, think about it. Like, why should anybody want to be friends with you? When you think about the type of people or the type of guys that you're not currently friends with that you wish that you were friends with, maybe it's that really popular guy, or maybe it's that, really well off, successful business person. Maybe it's the just local, someone that's like kind of like a local celebrity and that you want to be friends with them for whatever reason. Think about it. Like, why should they be friends with you? Why would they want to? What would they get out of it? Like, what's one reason that they should even be friends with you in the first place? So let me give you a little bit of my experience on how to go about starting this process. Step one is, first you have to determine who is it that you want to be friends with in the first place. So who are the people that you're trying to get close with? You don't need to know them by name, but you need to know what you're looking for. So this is where you're going to train your reticular activation system. And what your reticular activation system is it's the part of your brain that sorts things out by either important or not important. For example, like when you purchase a car, right? The second you buy that car and you drive it off the lot, all of a sudden when you're driving around on the road, you see that car more often now. And it's not that those cars weren't there before, it's just that now you're looking for it. So now you see it. And this is important to utilize when it comes to making friends. So you have to think about, like, what age are the type of people that you want to be connected with? What do they look like? How do they dress? What are they interested in? What are the type of people that you're trying and attempting or would like to connect with? So that's where you have to first start off, is you can't just have a shotgun approach. You can't just be willy-nilly about who you're meeting. And it's the same way for dating too. Like, imagine if you didn't have an idea of what kind of girl you want, then you're basically starting at ground zero and you're going to go through a bunch of different trial and error processes to determine that type of girl. So if you can do a little bit of that homework ahead of time, that's going to be helpful. Because once you decide and once you determine the who, now the next part is to determine the where in your city. So you have to start thinking about, like, where do these types of people congregate? So a lot of the questions I get are like, hey, I live in a big city and it's too large for me to, figure out the best place to go. And what I recommend is just keeping to your own neighborhood, your own like city, or your own kind of like borough, because there's something called 6 degrees of separation, where when you start meeting people there, it's going to branch out and you're going to be able to meet people all the way across the other side of your city. So you need to basically just kind of determine, like, in your area, like your general basic proximity, like where do these people hang out and where do they go? And another tip on this is that if you find yourself like constantly needing to take Ubers to the other side of town, or go way out of your way to get to a more desirable place where people are at that you want to connect and hang out with, I 100% recommend that you move. Maybe you need to cancel your lease. Maybe you just wait till the renewal of your lease, or maybe you rent out your house and you buy another one. But this will be the best decision that you make. This is a total game changer as far as where you're located. And in the beginning, if you don't have a full understanding of where your ideal archetype of friendship exists, you just have to use a little bit of trial and error with this process, right? Going to different locations, going to different venues, and honing in on that one spot. And that's what it's all about. Like, this whole game plan is all about finding that one hot spot, that one local spot, and becoming what I call a super regular. So a super regular, it doesn't mean anything other than you're ingrained essentially in the like culture of that location. So you're going to be getting to know the staff, like people that are at the door. You're going to be getting to know the security. You're going to be getting to know the bartenders. You're going to get to know the managers. And it's just a function of meeting these people, having conversations with these people, and building up that familiarity. We're going to get more onto why in a second here. Step 3 is the organic, what I call organic integration. So this is really the meat and potatoes on how to form relationships and make friends. So let's say you've determined your who, you've determined your where, and you're going there frequently. You need to, as you meet people, wherever that might be, at work, out and about, at different places, when you meet people in your life, you need to be consistently inviting them into your environment. And in this case, it's going to be your local hotspot. So the more people that you bring, the more people that you know at that place, that's going to be more social proof, and it's going to be more social capital. So the reason I say that is because your aim is to become the connector, right? So when you've got a bunch of your friends that are there and you know the staff, there's going to be a mixture of other people you don't know, but you're going to be inviting people that may not even know each other, and you're going to be mixing them in with other people that don't know each other as well. So when you're making these introductions and you're building this circle around you, this is a form of value arbitrage. So this relationship connector position is your value, because we talked about things being a value exchange. So it's not about being like superficial or fake. It's not about money. It's not about like even your charisma or your looks. Like a normal, perfectly average guy is able to become valuable by being the connector. So make it a habit, right? Whenever you're out and about, wherever you go, every time you go out, to grab people's Instagram so that you have a means to stay in touch with these people and follow up, and then send out this invitation. And you need to really put a large, very large emphasis on trying to create an environment of fun for other people. You want to be increasing other people's fun. And I promise you, if you just put your focus on, no more trying to, isolate your target with one-on-one dates, and you're not just inviting a guy you met to go, work out with you in the gym, these very low leverage activities, which, those things are fine. Don't make that the majority of your invitations, though. Like, you want to be increasing people's fun and being the connector, and that's how you're going to bring value and become valuable in the economic. It's just like basically thinking of it like in your own little economy. So, all right, just to recap here. So friendships are earned over time. You need to kind of understand yourself first, and you need to know yourself so that you can see yourself in others and decide who it is that you want to connect with. And you want to, first prioritize finding that one location, finding that safe haven, creating your, creating basically your ground zero for building a social circle from scratch, and then be at the center of inclusiveness and at the center of fun. So if you want some more help with this and you need more help with specific instructions, you can follow my page, or you can go to newcitymastery.com, where you're going to see the highlights of the program that I teach and how I get in depth with each step on this process, how to hone in your social skills and refine the topic that we discussed here. Hope this was helpful for you guys. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.